Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Putnam Library Live Feel Good Friday. This is week 2 of Feel Good Friday. If you missed last week, we talked all about journaling and how to start your own journaling practice, why you might enjoy journaling, and types of journaling that you might enjoy. So, welcome back. As you can see from the title of today's program, this episode of Feel Good Friday is going to be all about how you can create an in-home spa night designed to relax and restore you mind, body, and spirit. So a lot of this series is going to be, you have to kind of think about what you enjoy most. So what is going to restore you the most? What do you enjoy the most? And that is really going to be important for when you are planning an in-home spa night. Whether that means you hate the thought of even making a bath for yourself, you don't even want to have an in-home spa night that includes maybe the typical bath or shower or anything like that. We are going to talk about some ideas to kind of get your brain juices flowing on what you might use to create this relaxing home at night. So, that's number 1. You have to think about yourself. Think about what you want, what restores you. Now, I have a lot of notes here, and I'm going to do my best to keep them nice and squared away so that you can have a very simple formula that will help you create that night that you might desperately feel like you need, because these are stressful times, my friends, and it's okay to feel stressed out right now. Don't forget to give yourself permission that is okay. So now that you are thinking, your gears are already grinding about what makes you feel restored, what do you envision for a night at home that's just going to give you some peace and restoration? The first thing I like to do is turn off notifications. Now, I'm not familiar with Android. I've had an iPhone since I was in high school, so I'm not familiar with how you turn notifications off on Androids, but iPhones, it's very, very simple. You can just simply put your phone on airplane mode. Maybe you put it on do not disturb mode, or maybe you just turn off notifications. So I typically will put my phone on do not disturb. It's already set up for an automatic do not disturb in the evenings, but I will manually do that. And the great thing about Do Not Disturb, if you're not familiar with this, is your favorites list, whoever is on that list. If you're concerned, like one of mine is, how will people get a hold of me? What if by chance there's an emergency and I need to be contacted during this evening, afternoon? Don't worry if the person is on your favorites list and they call you multiple times, it will come through and alert you. The other thing that I do in order to kind of safeguard that part of my mind that wants to worry, what if I'm needed? What if there's an emergency? I will let 2 people, usually my sister and my mom, I will let them know, hey, I'll be turning my phone off. If you need me, here is an alternative route of communication. So they are aware that my phone is off, so I don't even have to think about what if my mom's going to call me? What if my sister needs me? They know. Phone is off. Here's this alternative route to get a hold of me. And if it's an emergency, that's who you need to contact so that I can be reached. So far, there's been no problems with that. So that might be an idea for you. Safeguard yourself if that's something you have a hard time turning off, that what if somebody needs to get a hold of me? You have a way for them to do that. So the first thing I do is turn off my notifications. And when you turn off your notifications or use Do Not Disturb, you still have access to the internet. Whereas if you go on airplane mode, your phone will not connect to Wi-Fi. And that's important because I will use my phone to play a really relaxing playlist. And I'll even use that playlist while I make a face mask, or maybe I am doing my evening routine, washing my face, brushing my teeth. Maybe it's while you get your bath ready. I will start a Pandora playlist. And I've used Spotify before, so I'm not sure if you use Spotify if you're able to do this, but it might be something you look into. In Pandora, you can mix and match stations. So my favorite relaxing evening station is Frank Sinatra, or I have Nora Jones first. Nora Jones first with an edition of Frank Sinatra radio, and it is wonderful. You get a little bit of Nora Jones, more kind of contemporary. It might play some John Mayer with Sinatra and all the amazing musicians that come with the Sinatra radio. I love it. It's a favorite in my Pandora. So you might create yourself a playlist, and you'll want to do that beforehand. You don't want stress this evening, okay? You need to do that beforehand. That's something you might need to prep. So make that playlist before the evening, because you don't want to be, oh, should I add this? What song can I add? Make that beforehand. So you might make yourself your own playlist, or you might choose one. But music is really important. And again, depending on, this is where it comes into what makes you feel relaxed and what's going to make you feel relaxed that evening. Some nights I don't want to listen to any music. I've listened to enough stimulation and I don't want any. So you may enjoy just pure silence. There's nothing wrong with that. So turn off notifications and find yourself a good playlist. Now, the other thing I love to do is a scent. So maybe it's you have a room spray and you like to spray it all over the bathroom, or if you're going to be just relaxing reading in bed, maybe you spray it on your pillow. The olfactory senses and just smelling certain smells can put you immediately in a different mood or give you the same kind of familiar memory of what you've had before. So maybe you use a fun room spray. Maybe you have a diffuser nearby and you can put some essential oils in your diffuser. I am not an essential oils expert. I cannot tell you what might be best for you or maybe what oils you need to stay away from. But I can tell you what I really enjoy using is lavender and some blends that my mom has given me that are meant to calm and relax and ground the person smelling them. So maybe you have diffuser. I don't even use an electric diffuser. I use a ceramic diffuser. And if you're interested in that, I use Mountain Rose Herbs. They're a fantastic company, but they have a ceramic diffuser that simply uses a tea light. And that warmth from the tea light comes up and diffuses the scent that you've placed in water up above. It's a fantastic investment to make. And that leads me to another thing. Candles. You may love candles. Me, I'm not much of a scented candle person. I prefer the oils or a diffuser. So I just buy the little scentless tea lights. You could use beeswax. That would be an additional support for overall health. But you can light those and just place them wherever you are, safely, of course. You might place them around the bathtub or on the sink or by your bedside. Just that warmth and that glow of natural light versus our overhead lighting that can be so harsh and actually keeps our body from releasing things like melatonin. That's just a nice, just gradual light. And what a way to find a positive in these evenings that are getting darker and cooler already. Is to treat yourself to some extra candles. So candles would be another thing that you might like. So now we're going to move on to some things that you might actually do. So you've created this environment. You've turned off your notifications. You've put some of your mind at rest. Maybe you've gotten some candles or a scent and you are ready for whatever events you might partake upon in your relaxing evening in. So first thing you might want to do is dry brush. If you've ever seen this before, I actually forgot to bring mine today, but it is a dry brush and you can Google it. There are a bunch of different videos out there on how to dry brush, the benefits and all of that. That's not the point of this video today. But you might dry brush, and that's going to help kind of get your lymphatic system going and help you to just kind of ease. It's just a nice thing to do for yourself before you ease into maybe a bath or a nice relaxing shower. Something else you might do is I like to kind of make this a special evening. So I might take as a form of self-care for my physical body, might take the fingernail clippers. If you shave your legs, that might be a relaxing thing that you do after you get out of your bath. And I always take with me a pumice stone. And if you, I walk a lot, I work out and run a lot, and my feet need some TLC. And this is an in-home spa night, so a pumice stone very affordable investment for the health of your feet. Again, I'm sure you can Google how to do that. So before we move on any farther, if you have any questions, you can always comment them, and then I will get back to those at the end of this. And I look forward to any questions you might have. So I just wanted to invite you to do that really quickly. Okay, so I prefer a relaxing bath over a shower. If I'm going to take the time to make a relaxing evening in, it's going to be with a bath. Before I go into what I use in my bath water and give you some ideas for what you might use in yours, something you might do if you cringe at the thought of taking a bath, or you don't have a bathtub, you only have a shower, think about how you can make that relaxing experience that also comes with a bath. They make fantastic shower tablets that you can put down in your shower, and when the water hits it, it releases some essential oils or a scent. Or you might even go extra fancy and get yourself some fresh eucalyptus, which smells incredible, and you might wrap that around your shower head and let the steam from your shower release that eucalyptus. Oh, it's magical. Magical. Again, you can probably Google that to find the exact steps in order to make that experience happen for you. But personally, like I said, I really enjoy a bath. So I wanted to give you some ideas of what I put in my bath water to make it a special experience and something that's going to help benefit our bodies as a whole. So I will pour my bath water, and then I showed you all, if you remember in the intro video a couple weeks ago to Feel Good Friday, I showed you vitamin C crystals, and that is a trick I learned from Wellness Mama, I believe it's her name. I think her name's Kate. Years ago, she had a blog about vitamin C and vitamin C crystals and how that can help negate some of the chlorine that is used to make our water clean and healthy and able to drink. So I use vitamin C crystals first off. A couple other things I put in my bath. I didn't bring the 6-pound bag of Epsom salt that I have, but I will use plain Epsom salts. That is great for muscle soreness, or if you need some extra magnesium in your life, you can just buy plain Epsom salt. I don't care for fragrance added to mine, so I just use the Dr. Teal's fragrance-free pure Epsom salt that you can find at the good old Walmart. You can find fancier versions, I'm sure, but listen, y'all, we're in the middle of a pandemic and sometimes we're on a budget, so it's okay to use the Dr. Teal's from the Walmart. So I will use plain Epsom salt. Something a little bit fancier that I use is bentonite clay. So I prefer the Redmond clay brand, and you can usually find that at your local health food store. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon, as you can everything, but I'm always an advocate to shop small and support your local business, so I'm sure you can find that locally because I do. So you can use some clay in there. Now, again, as always, I always want to ask you and recommend and tell you, you need to contact any of your healthcare providers before you start using anything like this, or before you even maybe take a warm bath. There are things that might affect your blood pressure, or again, these are good things for the body, but it may not be for everyone. So I always recommend you to contact your healthcare professional. I'm not your healthcare professional. Contact them, make sure that these are safe things for you to use. I'm just sharing with you what I use personally. And the final thing that you might want to add to your bath is you might find Mountain Rose Herbs, as I talked about before. They have some beautiful bath blends of dried flowers and good things for you. One thing you don't want to do, and I've talked about this with friends before, you don't want to add the pure essential oils that you might put in your diffuser. You don't want to add those straight to your bath water. That's not safe. If I'm going to use any kind of scented Epsom salt, I will find essential oil Epsom salt blends that are already added for me. I don't have to worry about it. You do not want to add these straight to your bath water. Again, a quick Google search will explain that a little bit further for you. So you don't want to do that. And finally, I wanted to share a few things that I will take to the bath with me. And this is my favorite part. I have a little line up here. I always have water. always have water in the bath. Your bath is probably going to be hot. You might be sweating a little bit, and you want to replenish those fluids. So water is going to be crucial when you are taking a bath. The other thing I might like to bring is tea. Depending, again, you're going to be hot, so maybe in the summer you don't want a hot tea with a hot bath. I understand that, but sometimes I will take a chamomile and lavender tea with me just to help me further relax. Another thing I might take is my journal. Now you have to be careful because obviously journals are paper and you've got to be especially careful by water. So sometimes I will take that. And the other thing I love to take is a book. And I have some recommendations here of some types of books that you might want to read on a relaxing evening. And the thing I want to encourage you to think about is you might not want some riveting, unless this is how you relax, some riveting mystery thriller novel or maybe a really dense subject that you're trying to learn about. That might not be what you necessarily want to read on a relaxing evening. So you might choose something you've already learned about, something you already love. And so during the pandemic, I went through a reading rut. I work at the library. I have an English degree. I love books and words. But I was so stressed out at this beginning of this pandemic that I didn't want to read. And so I found comfort. And I had this book at home, and it was The Minimalist Home. And I have been practicing minimalism and simplicity since 2014, so it's not a new subject to me. Honestly, most of the things in this book I already do or have done or have read about, but it was so comforting and so relaxing to just plan a night where I set some oils on, maybe some candles, took a bath, and read this book. Because my brain didn't really have to process much about it because I already knew and acted on it. So you might find a book like this that you love or something you already do and read about it. It's just something to help kind of calm the mind. It re-inspired me to be like, this is why I live a minimalistic, simplistic life. Duh, I love this book. So yeah, you might choose something that you've already read or love. Another choice that you might read on a relaxing night in is a book that is just humorous. Now, this book is one of my favorites. It's Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. And I will not lie, there are some deeper, darker parts of this book, but all in all, it's quirky and funny and my sense of humor. So just a casual fiction book would be great for a relaxing night in. And if you're looking for a book recommendation for that and you're a little or a lot quirky like me, you should definitely check out Eleanor. And then Miss Bethany recommended this book, and I haven't gotten to read it yet, but maybe something that reminds you to be joyful or something that reminds you to relax. Miss Bethany recommends this book all the time, and if you know her, you know she has the best book recommendations. So this is a recommendation from her. It's called Joyful: The Surprising Power of Ordinary Things to Create Extraordinary Happiness. It's on my to-read list, and it might be the perfect choice for you for a relaxing night in. So those are a few things you might want to read. And then I want to encourage you that it's okay if you don't want to do anything at all. If you just sit on your couch or sit in the tub and you just be. You just enjoy silence and you just are there. That's enough. You being here is enough. So maybe that's what you do. Maybe the chaos is just too much and you just need 15, 20, 30 minutes to just... I want to remind you that that's enough, and that in itself could be a relaxing night in. So I'm going to look over my notes here just to see... Oh, I did have two more things. A couple tips for if you're going to take a bath that I forgot to mention. From experience, you may not want to eat a heavy meal before you take a bath. It's like, when we were small, our moms told us that you shouldn't swim within 30 minutes after eating. You probably don't want to eat a heavy meal before you take a bath. And you want, again, to keep hydrating. Those were a couple notes. A couple other things that I thought about that just might be a little cozy for you, especially as we transition into this fall season. and into the darker, colder, wetter days of winter. I'm trying to find all the joy I can about the winter season coming up, but this is exceptionally luxurious. You might fluff your towel or your robe. So whether you are taking a shower or a bath or whatever, you might just flip on that fluff cycle, warm up that cozy towel or that robe, and just enjoy the warmth. Something simple and luxurious. Something else that might be simple and luxurious is before you know that you're going, again, prepping is key, but before you know you're going to have a relaxing night in, wash your sheets. I know, it's the simple things of adulthood, but wash your sheets, wash your pillowcase, maybe use a little linen spray, really make it special, because the feeling of clean sheets, y'all, I know I can't be the only one, so you have to let me know if you also love that feeling of clean sheets. And a final look over my notes. Again, if you have any questions, you can comment. Sometimes Facebook doesn't let me see all of the comments when I'm live, so I will go back and try to answer those. But if you have any questions, you can send them to me as I look over my notes. It looks like, oh, there is one last thing that I talked about in the kind of video about what Feel Good Friday was going to be, and it was my 2-ingredient face mask. Again, always. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not someone who's going to tell you what's best for your skin, but I love this 2-ingredient mask, and it is the bentonite clay that I told you about for the bathtub. You can mix that with water, use it as a face mask. Bada bing, bada boom. You already have the ingredient. It's super easy. I leave it on for maybe, oh, wait, I just saw that Miss Bethany's talking about cozy, soft flannel sheets in the winter. It's the small things, isn't it? That sounds fantastic. But you just leave it on for maybe 5-10 minutes, wash it off, and it just feels like a nice little extra treat. So to give you a quick review before we end our time together this Friday, first, figure out what's going to be relaxing for you. What feels relaxing for you? And then take these this advice and tidbits and what I do and create your own. And if you wanted to get in contact with me and share with me what you created for your own spa night in, I would be thrilled, because I also might take some ideas from you. But find out what that's going to be. Think about yourself and what's going to relax you. 2, turn off those notifications. Make a backup plan for an emergency. 3, set the mood. Maybe you put on oils, maybe you light some candles, maybe you play some Frank Sinatra, Pandora radio, whatever it might be, to just create that. You are in charge of creating this cozy, relaxing, restorative environment. Then decide what you're going to do. Are you going to maybe dry brush before you hop into the shower? Or maybe you're going to shave your legs after you've soaked in the bath. Maybe you're not interested in a bath or a shower and you're just going to hang out on the couch underneath a blanket and read a book. Whatever that's going to be, decide what that action is and then enjoy it. Remember, even if it's just silence, that's enough. You're enough. You can just hang out and relax. And then finally, maybe give yourself some of that extra additional luxuriousness, which is heat up that towel, maybe prep your robe, wash your sheets beforehand, do something just extra and nice for yourself. And then leave those notifications off overnight. Maybe you don't check your phone first thing when you wake up in the morning. If you already don't do that, it's a life-changing habit to get into. Don't check your phone when you first wake up. Give yourself some time. Trust me, try it. You will be like, why did I ever pick up my phone as soon as my eyes opened up in the morning? But yes, enjoy that relaxing evening. Take care of yourself, my friends. Again, this is a stressful time. It's okay to feel stressed. Acknowledge that and figure out how you can try to bring your body, mind, and spirit back to some neutrality. I want to remind you that next week we're going to be talking about how to get moving and how that can help you, some ideas to de-stress and prep for the week ahead. So remember, that is next Friday. Don't forget to fill out your census. It's super important that you and all of your family members are counted. If you already have, congratulations. Thank you for making sure that you are counted in our great state. So it was great to see you all, great to hang out with you all this Friday, and I hope you have a beautiful, fantastic, wonderful weekend. We'll talk soon. Bye.